In South Africa, we say robots.
Wait, where did that come from?
Torchlight.
It's torchlight?
Wait, it's not.
Why are you looking stressed?
Because I feel like I was set up.
Hello.
Not sure.
Pretty sure we do. Yeah, I think we still use kind of the same English words that means the same thing.
I think so. I mean, other than the lift.
It's called the lift.
It's called the elevator.
It's a lift.
We also use the elevator.
Okay, hey friend. We use lift, yeah. Okay, in the US, we say barbecue.
In Bangladesh, we also say barbecue, but tandoori as well.
In South Africa, we call it a braai.
Oh, I think we use barbecue as well, or we shorten it to like BBQ.
Yeah, same. In India, we also say barbecue, but similar to Bangladesh, we say tandoor as well.
In the Philippines, we also use barbecue, and we also abbreviate it into BBQ.
Yeah, okay, so I've heard that before, but I didn't know that it was a barbecue.
It's called a braai. So when you want to have a barbecue, people say it's a good day to have a braai.
Do you know where that comes from?
I do not.
Okay, in the US, we say traffic light.
In Bangladesh, we also say like traffic light, also say like bati, alo. Also we call like signal.
In South Africa, we say robots.
Wait!
Girl, what? What do you mean?
We call them robots. I don't know how to explain that.
So what do you call robots then?
Robots.
Robots are robots.
So it's like, stop at the robots. And we all know robots is the red, yellow, and green.
If you said stop at the robots in the US, someone is gonna think there's like an AI invasion going on.
I mean, I don't know how we're navigating that conversation right now with AI and everything, but I do know that we call them robots.
In English and Malaysia, we also call it traffic light.
In India, we call it traffic light and signal.
In the Philippines, we call it traffic light.
Signal though. Oh.
Yeah.
In the US, we say sneakers.
Sneakers, we say juta.
In South Africa, we call them takis.
In Malaysia, we do call them sneakers, but then sneakers are like very specific. We would just call them like sports shoes as well.
In India as well, I think now people call it sneakers more often. But yeah, sports shoes.
In the Philippines as well, we also use sneakers or shoes.
None of you say trainers?
Sometimes, but mostly takis.
Nah, we don't.
That's crazy, girl.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Actually, it's spelled exactly the same as takis.
Oh, really?
It's the exact same spelling. I love takis, that's why I know.
Okay, well then maybe that's from like another language, that's why.
That reminds me of like the word, like tacky. Oh, that's tacky.
Yeah.
Tacky. I mean, tacky.
The thing is, I feel like I was set up because I didn't realize what words we were talking about specifically. It actually took me a while to think about the word robot because it took me a long time to get used to saying traffic lights specifically. It's not that we don't know that there are traffic lights, we know, but the word that's commonly used in South Africa is robot. So now that I'm seeing all these examples of like, maybe I was wrong.
So in the US, we say cookie.
In Bangladesh, we say cookie, but not cookie, but biscuit. We say like biscuit.
So like chocolate chip biscuit?
Yeah.
In South Africa, it depends. I think a cookie, like you said, chocolate chip cookie specifically, that would be a cookie. But then mostly, if it's not that, we just say biscuits.
In Malaysia, it's also the same. Cookie is like a specific cookie they're talking about, but then like generally, it's called like biscuits, British English.
Yeah. Even in India, like a cookie would be like a round-shaped one with, chocolate chips and that. And biscuits would be like maybe square or rectangle or, a flatter-looking ones. So it's cookie and biscuits. Yeah, we call all of those cookies. To me, as a southern person, a biscuit is the bread.
But that's a scone though.
Yeah.
It's a scone.
Scones are hard. Scones are hard. A biscuit is very soft.
Is this why the Texas chicken, they call that biscuit?
Right.
The first time I ordered it, I got so disappointed because I wanted biscuit, but then a whole bread came out. It's called a biscuit?
In the Philippines, we also call the specific cookie as cookie, and the other ones are like maybe pastry.
Oh.
You mean I'm only the only correct one?
I doubt it, but. So like the cookie is like round and sometimes has like chocolate chips in it, or it can be round and it has like raisins in it. So round basically.
But in my other country, the people will all call like biscuits, not
Right.
even like cookie. But in city, maybe they call like round shaped chocolate chip cookies.
Like you want some biscuits? Oh, like what kind of biscuits do you have? We have cookies, we have this, crackers.
Okay. Oh. You call a cracker a biscuit too? Yeah, for us, like biscuits are harder.
Yeah.
This is crazy. In the US, we say sweater.
In Bangladesh, we all say sweater as well, like all of the winter clothes.
In South Africa, we say jersey.
In Malaysia, I think we say jacket more often.
In India, we just say sweater.
In the Philippines, if it doesn't have like a zipper, I think we call it a sweater. But we usually use jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, in the US, we say sidewalk.
No, we don't call like sidewalk, but what's the Bengali meaning?
Footpath.
That actually makes so much sense. Your feet are on the net.
Yeah.
No, it happens. I relate.
So we don't call sidewalk, we call footpath.
Footpath, I like that. In South Africa, it's called a pavement.
In the Philippines, we also use a sidewalk.
In India, we usually use footpath, but I think people are switching to saying it sidewalk as well, but footpath mainly.
I don't think we use the English word for this. We just use the Malay word. What do you say again?
We say pavement.
Pavement. I think we use this more as well. Because this sounds very American to me.
Okay.
I mean, you have to walk on the side to be out of. Yeah, I think. That makes sense. When you explain it like that,
You have
it
to
makes
walk
sense.
on the sidewalk.
Footpath also makes sense.
Yeah.
A path for the foot.
So in the US, we say flashlight.
In Bangladesh, we say like torch.
In South Africa, we say torch. Thank you.
Torchlight.
It's torchlight?
Wait, it's not? Yeah, in Malaysia we use torchlight. We fuse it together.
In India, we call it a torch.
In the Philippines, we call it a flashlight.
Thank you, Philippines, because in the US it exists, but it's only with fire.
Yeah.
Actual fire. I'm talking about an electronic flashlight.
Sorry, torchlight.
Okay. So in the US, we say trash can.
We say like moilar patro.
Why are you looking stressed?
Because I feel like I was set up. In South Africa, we call it a dustbin.
Okay, but I've heard of this.
Also, we call dustbin as well.
Right.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, we also use dustbin or rubbish bin.
In India, we also say dustbin.
In the Philippines, we also use the trash can or basurahan.
What, is that in like Tagalog?
Yeah.
But it's from Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just use the Malay word for it as well. Tong sampah.
In the US, when you end a sentence with this punctuation, it's called period.
So in Bangladesh, if we like end the sentence, we call like dari or full stop.
In South Africa, it's also called a full stop.
In Malaysia, British English Unite is called a full stop. Period.
Play.
In India, it is also called a full stop.
In the Philippines, it is called period or dot.
Okay. We also say dot sometimes.
Full stop.
Period.
In the US, we say eraser.
In Bangladesh, we say rubber.
In South Africa, we say rubber.
Oh.
We say both. In Malaysia, we say eraser or rubber.
Yeah, in India, we mostly say rubber, but we say eraser as well.
In the Philippines, we usually use eraser.
So I'm just so glad my Filipino sister is here with me to unite against this madness. In the USA, we call the front part of the car that opens a hood.
We also call like hood. Yeah, it's hood.
In South Africa, we call it a bonnet.
I am not really sure what we call it in Malaysia, like most of the time, but I think we learn it as bonnet.
In India, we also call it a hood.
In the Philippines, I'm not sure if there's like a direct translation of this, used to hearing car hood or hood.
Where is this bonnet coming from?
English is not my first language. So I don't know. So I just learned it at school too.
Saying I just learned it in like driving school.
Right. I think in America there's two types. There's the do-rag, right? And then there's also the bigger one for like with full afros and stuff like that. It's called a bonnet.
To me, like bonnet is like, you know, more nicer, like made of silk, but bonnets are also like what they wore like hundreds of years ago in Europe that's like really frilly. And then like, to me, that's a bonnet. you know? Yeah, a do-rag to me is more like thinner and just like a tie kind of.
For me, the do-rag and the bonnet is for sleeping purposes, like to protect my hair because they're both silk. So I use both.
So in the US, the back part of the car that opens is the trunk.
In Bangladesh, we also call like trunk.
In South Africa, we call it a boot.
In Malaysia, it is also a boot.
Yeah.
In India, I think some might use it as trunk, but honestly, we just say, can you open the back of the car?
Yeah.
That's what we say.
In the Philippines, the same with India. We also say like, can you open the back of the car or trunk?
I think for hood in Malaysia is can you open the front? Don't call it anything.
In the USA, we call it a cafeteria where you eat in like public school or workplace.
In Bangladesh, we say canteen.
In South Africa, I don't know if every like school has a typical cafeteria. I think we would call it a cafeteria depending on where you are, but also a canteen and also the lunch area, I guess.
In Malaysia, we just call it canteen or cafeteria.
I think it's the same. In India, we call it a cafeteria or a canteen.
In the Philippines, we use canteen, although we also use the cafeteria.
Because to me, like canteen is what they call like pub from like the Wild Wild West.
Really?
That's a canteen.
That's where kids eat. From the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. So in the US, especially we have these a lot in Georgia, there's these trucks with big space in the back and we call it a pickup truck.
We call say like pickup.
In South Africa, we call it two words. We call it a van or a bakkie.
Oh, we also call like van as well.
Right.
We also call like sometimes like in together pickup van. Yeah.
Bakkie, like it's like the same spelling as tacky, but like it's Bakkie.
I think in Malaysia, if it's big enough, we just call it a lorry.
No.
If it's big enough.
For us, it's like mini trucks that we call lorry.
Yeah, if it's big enough, it's yeah.
I'll never hear that.
If it's really big, then we call truck or lorry. And small one is pickup van.
In India, I think we'll call it a pickup van or a van. But yes, it depends on the size. A van is smaller, a truck or lorry would be bigger.
In the Philippines, I think we usually say it only like the pickup.
Because this is like the back is open to the air. It's not closed. Okay, because in the US, a van is like only something that's closed.
It's a bit harder than I think.
I would not have understood. That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
I underestimated how different South Africans tend to be with words. I think because a lot of our words are also, again, influenced by the languages that we speak there. So I think bakkie comes from like Afrikaans or something like that.
But it
Just
sounds so
naturally.
cool.
Right. But yeah, it was good.
I think it's really interesting and refreshing to hear all these differences. Yeah, I didn't know it could be that different. Well, I guess different cultures, different words.
Yeah. It was fun because I think today I'm going to take a lot of words and add it to my vocabulary as well. Yeah, it was fun to know.
For me, I think as I have expected, we in the Americans have same words except for the canteen.
If you guys said, hey, I'm at the canteen right now and I'll meet you after school, I would be like, girl, why are you at a canteen? What are you doing? What are you doing? You got like on your cowboy hat and your cowboy boots. What are you doing at a canteen? That's crazy. If you said, I'm in my Bucky at the robot, I would be like, girl, you're driving the Bucky and you're stuck at the robots? And then you broke down and you had to open the bonnet?
First of all, that sounds like a normal sentence.
On the way to the braai, I'd be like, what?
Makes sense to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
So today we compared English words between English-speaking countries.
If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.